steady diet of up and in fastballs his first time, and he gets one out over the plate and lines it into center field for a base hit. So after Corbin had retired 10 straight, the Mets pick up their second hit and fly out. 2-1. He gets one in the air to deep left field. Back toward the corner goes Thomas. Right back near the wall. It's out of here! Grand slam, Pete Alonso. A towering grand slam for Pete for his first home run, and the Mets have a 4-0 lead. That splitter really goes a long way toward helping to do that.
Well, it acts as a sinker too, Gary.
Hoskins flicks one foul. Alonso hoping for a play over near the wall, sliding,
nice.
And he made the catch. Nice play, Pete Alonso. There's a lot of room in foul territory in just that part of the ballpark on that first base side, and Pete used it and made the sliding play to retire Hoskins.
Checks out where the side barrier is. You got the warning track there. Just a nice play by Pete. As closely, right.
That's drilled down the left field line by Alonso, and that'll bury into the corner. Marte on his way to third as Castellanos digs it out. They're going to wave him home. Marte on his way home. Double clutch by Gregorius, and Marte scores. Gets one in the air to left center field. Back in the gap goes Castellanos. Back near the wall, and it's off the fence. An extra base hit. Lindor will race on in. Alonso stands at second. 2-2 to Pete. Hits one in the air to deep right center field. Back goes Vierling onto the warning track. Back at the wall. It's out of here. Pete Alonso with a 3-run opposite field home run to break this game open. It's 8-1 New York. Second home run of the year for Alonso. A 5 RBI afternoon. Varsho grounds one over the bag. Nice play, Alonso. From a seated position, he finds Carrasco. Beautifully done by Pete to end the inning. We were talking about Gil Hodges and his gold gloves. Pete Alonso, who aspires to win one day.
That's a nice play. And a good range to his left for the big guy right there. From his seat of his pants. Get out of the way. Look out.
He does. Pete drives one toward the gap in left center field, heading back toward the fence. It's out of here. Pete Alonso with a line drive 2-run homer. His third home run of the season. All have come as a DH. Pete having a big day, and the Mets having a 5-0 lead. Little League lead. Looks like he's wary of Gallen's move. Pete lifts one to shallow right. A long run in for Pavin Smith. Nimmo's going to go back to tag, and it drops for a base hit. And Nimmo comes home to score the tying run. Lindor halfway between second and third. Now the left fielder. But, you know, we've said it many times. Alonso unloads one to deep left field. Back goes Schwarber. Back at the wall, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso goes deep. His 4th home run of the season. And the Mets now have a 3-0 lead. Pete had gone 40 at-bats between home runs.
2-2, the Polar Bear would love to get a hit with runners on. There you go into right field. Lindor to third. He's being waved on by Joey Cora. Here comes the throw. Lindor is in. An RBI for Alonso.
Jankowski at second. Lindor at first with one out. And Alonso hits one the other way. That'll go through for a base hit. Jankowski around third. He heads home to score. Pete Alonso comes through with an opposite field single to drive it. Jankowski at third. Lindor at first. And the curveball hit through the hole, base hit. And that'll bring in Jankowski. Second RBI hit of the day for Pete Alonso, and it's 4-1. 2-2 coming. Lifted in the air to right field, hit well. Back goes Acuna to the warning track. Back at the wall. It's out of here. Pete Alonso goes the other way for his 5th home run of the year. Pete with the opposite field blast, and it's 3-0 New York. For Sanchez, stares down Lindor at first. And Alonso rockets one to deep left field. Headed toward the wall. It's out of here. Pete Alonso christens game 2 with a 2-run homer. 6th home run of the year for Alonso, and the Mets jump out quickly. 2-0 New York.
Gary, is that strafing?
That would be strafing.
Well, it was only a matter of time for Pete to get on.
And Alonso attacks one and hits one out of sight. Oh, man, Pete got a hold of one to the back of the lower deck for a 3-run shot. 2nd of the game for Alonso. He's driven in all 5, and the Mets lead it 5-1. A monster 3-run homer for Pete Alonso. 2 on the day, 7 on the year. And that one went a long. Marte at second with 1 out. And Alonso hits a rocket out to left field. Back goes Hernandez, looking up, and that ball is out of here. Pete Alonso with a 2-run homer, his 8th of the year. He continues to crush the Nationals, and the Mets with a big first inning. They take a 3-0 lead. Alonso may not love to DH, but boy, is he being productive in that role. His 5th home run in 9 games. 1-2 coming. And he drills one down the left field line. That's going to go to the corner. Marte racing around second on his way to third. Winker plays it. Marte being waved home. The relay throw will not be made by Crawford. It's an RBI double for Pete Alonso. And Pete grounds one through the hole, a base hit. Cannon to third. He's going to be waved home. Dickerson will not make a throw, and the Mets are back in front. Pete Alonso cashes a run. And Alonso rockets one toward the gap in left center field, headed back toward the wall. It's out of here! Pete Alonso puts a capper on it with a 3-run homer. Icing on the cake for...
Not that sinker down and in.
He takes one the other way for a base hit, and that'll bring in the game's first run. Alonso goes to right. And Alonso cracks one, and the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight, a 2-run bomb into the second deck for Pete Alonso. And just like that, the Mets walk off with a 7-6 win. Oh, wow. Second pitch thrown by Giovanni Gallegos, and Alonso loses it. Jump shot and a jump on home plate. 7-6 and 10.
Well, I guess
Got off the glove of Crawford for a base hit his first time up. And gets a breaking ball and lifts it to deep left center field. Back goes Ruff onto the warning track. Back near the wall. It's out of here. Pete Alonso with a 3-run homer. And the Mets have a 5-run 3rd inning, and they lead it 5-2. Number 11 for Alonso. He now has 40 runs batted in, and the Mets respond. They get a little good fortune, and they turn it into 5 runs. Grounded down to first. Alonso snags it with a dive. The backhand flip for the out. Oh, wow. Alonso saves a double with a headlong dive and gets the second out.
Well, it's a little moist out there, so hard to judge how fast that ball's going. Pete kind of smothered it. Nice cover by Carrasco. And watch the 2 things that Carrasco does. 1, hustles to get over, and then turn immediately and look at the runner at third base. That's textbook. I mean, tossed it up just perfectly from his lying on his chest.
The ball was beyond Alonso when he made the dive. Look how far behind him it was.
Just a fine play by Pete.
And Pete rockets one deep left field. Schwarber takes a look, and it's out of here. Number 12 for Pete Alonso, and it's 5-0 New York.
Gary, the Mets go as Pete goes.
Flying just fine. This is out to right field. Castellanos going back, and he won't get it. It hops against the wall. Lindor breaking for third. He'll turn it head on home. Lindor scores on the 4th RBI of the night for Alonso. This one a double. The Plummer with a homer and 4 RBIs. He gets a hold of one to right center field. Back goes Robles deep in the gap near the wall. It's out of here. Alonso goes the other way for his 13th home run of the year. Now he's gotten into the act. 13-5 New York. Wow. 47 RBIs now for Pete. Yency Almonte out of the Dodger bullpen. Pete Alonso skies one to deep left field. Taylor goes back. This ball is out of here. First pitch thrown by Yency Almonte, and Pete Alonso hits it out of sight. The Mets' first run in this series. Alonso's 14th home run of the year, and he crushed it. 433 feet to the pavilion to cut the Dodger lead to 4-1. And Pete socks one to deep left field. Back goes Taylor, looking up, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso puts the Mets in front with a 2-run homer. His 2nd in 2 nights, his 6th in 11 games at Dodger Stadium. And the Mets have responded to a 4-1 Dodgers second with a 4-run inning of their own. 5-4 New York. Toward the right center field gap. Back goes Bellinger looking up, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso with a 3-run homer, his 2nd of the night. Marte almost passed Nimmo on the bases, but Alonso's 2nd home run is a 3-run shot. A 5 RBI night for Pete. A 9-4 lead for the Mets as Alonso just keeps on raking. Boy, does he love hitting at Dodger Stadium. Freeman his last time up. And Alonso drills one toward the left field corner. That ball is down and off the base of the wall. Lindor comes in with a tying run. Pete's trying for 2. Taylor's thrown to second. Not in time. Pete Alonso.
It's off the 8th inning. Mets are down by a lot. Alonso hammers one. Well, the 7 line's going to get a souvenir at least. Home run, Pete Alonso. It's his 17th of the year. His National League leading 55th run batted in. And something good for the highlight reel on the Mets side tonight. It's 9-2.
Don't throw a hand.
Open. Mark Canha on deck, opting to pitch to Alonso.
Right back up the middle. It's a squibber. Diving to keep it on the infield. Now coming home. No, it gets by the catcher, Suzuki. And into second goes Alonso. Boy, did everything right on.
Less decisions with extra players. There's not many on the bench.
Alonso to left. That's hammered. That's up. That is gone. Pete Alonso leaves the building 113 miles an hour off the bat. He picks up another RBI on his 18th homer and some insurance for the Mets.
Big time insurance for the Mets right there.
And he lines one to the left field. That's a base hit, and that'll bring in Nimmo. They'll stop Marte at third. Pete Alonso drives in his 58th run of the year, and the Mets runner in scoring position for Alonso now has 58 RBIs, and he lines this one into center field, and he'll have 59. Marte around third and in to score. Alonso comes through again with his 2nd RBI hit of the night, and it's 4-0 New out. And Pete drives one out to left. So they're going back to the warning track near the wall. And it's out of here. A grand slam for Pete Alonso. Alonso's 2nd grand slam of the season, his 19th home run. And the Mets have scored 7 runs on the bottom of the 6th inning and lead it 10-1. And Pete drives one deep left field. Forget that. That is way out of here. Off the advertising signs and caroming into the Crawford boxes, Pete hits one out of sight for his 20th home run of the year. And the Mets get on the board. A no-doubter from Alonso. That would have been a home run anywhere. For his last 7 after taking an 0 for 4 last night. Flies this one down toward the right field corner. Back goes De La Cruz near the wall, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso with an opposite field home run. It hit the railing above the fence and came back. Number 21 for Alonso, his 13th on the road, and the Mets get the early lead. Stallings sets up away. And it's a fastball, and he drills it deep left center field, headed toward the wall. It's out of here! Pete Alonso with his 2nd of the day, and gives the Mets the lead in the top of the 8th. A laser beam. His 22nd of the year, and it's 4-3 New York.
Like, why not? I'll try it out. You know, I haven't hit lefty-lefty since I was like,
This does get down for Alonso, and it's going to score another run.
throw him out.
He's going to second base.
That was a bad slide, Pete.
You don't like the slide?
But I would bet you dollars to donuts he'll be there. He launches this one deep to left field, down the line toward the pole. Out of here! The Keith Hernandez tribute, and Pete Alonso loses one. His 23rd home run of the year, and it's 1-0 New York. Third strike his first time up. And the curveball pulled over the bag, past Riley and down the line. Nimmo around third. He'll come in to score the first run of the game. Alonso to second. Rosario's throw is too late. Pete Alonso got it past Riley for an RBI double, and the Mets lead it 1-0. Okay. So his minor league ERA is still 0. Pete slugs one to deep center field. Ortega back near the ivy. It's out of here. Pete Alonso dead central for his 24th of the year. 2-run shot for Alonso to put the icing on the cake, and it's 8-0 New York.
And 6th.
That fly to right center field, a base hit for Alonso, and that's going to go all the way back to the ivy. Lindor hits third, and he'll turn and head home. Lindor comes in to score on the double by Pete Alonso, and the Mets are in front. And he carves one to shallow right field. Alonso, he made the catch! Oh, wow! How'd he do that? Top speed for Alonso running away from home plate, and he somehow snagged it in that big glove to retire Gomes for the first time tonight. Tremendous play by Pete. And Pete pops one up behind first. Schwindel, who was not playing back, goes back, and he won't get it. Nimmo scores. Marte to third. Alonso aboard with a...
You don't have to give in here.
2-1. Alonso hits this one well. How well? A 3-run home run. 25th of the year at RBI 79, 80, and 81. They pitch to the polar bear, and he makes them pay.
Tony, explain something to me. What's Joe Musgrove's best pitch?
Slider, sinker in, and slider away.
Base open. Canna on deck. And Pete lines one to left center field for a base hit. That'll tie up the game. It'll go to the wall. Lindor is in to score. Alonso into second base with the Mets' third consecutive extra base hits, and it's 2-2.
Was a Yankee. And that ball's hammered to left field. Hicks going back. He turns. It is high off the wall and a homer. It got over the orange stripe, and against that screen, Alonso. 26 on the season. It's 1-0 Mets.
Alonso drives one toward the right field corner. That's a fair ball. Lindor will score. Alonso has driven in his 85th run, and it's a 1-0 Mets lead.
That infield was fantastic.
Alonso drives one to deep left field. Back goes Hernandez. It's over his head, and it's out of here. A line drive home run for Alonso, just high enough to clear the bullpen fence. Number 27 for Pete, and it's 4-1 New York.
Wow.
That ball barely got off the ground. What a shot.
Alonso at the plate, flat out to right his first time up. And Pete pokes one out to center field. Back goes Robles to the warning track, to the wall. It's out of here.
Pete Alonso dead central, a 2-run homer, his 28th of the year, and the Mets go in front 2-0.
Two out walks.
9-pitch at bat for Lindor results.
And
Pete gets a breaking ball and drills it down the line, and that'll bring the game's first run. Marte is in. Lindor's going to break for third as the throw goes to second. It's a single for Alonso. He drives in Marte.
1-1 to Alonso.
And he rockets that one out to left field. Rosario takes a look, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso with another laser beam home run. Number 29 for Pete, and it's 4-0 New York.
A little more evidence, but that's what I heard.
Here's what I know.
That's a broken bat looper that'll go into right field for a base hit. Marte is being waved around third. He'll come in to score. Lindor goes first to third. Alonso with a broken bat hit. And Pete flies one shallow right. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Nito races home with the first run of the game. Just as he did in the first game.
8th pitch of the at-bat to Alonso.
And Pete hooks one over the back. Oh, the cushion. That'll bring in the game's first run. Nimmo scores. Lindor to third. Pete being waved home. The throw by Rosario to the plate. Not in time. A 2-run. Up the middle, and Alonso's got a base hit. Nimmo around third, and he'll come in with the first run of the game. The throw goes to third. That's a mistake. That'll allow Alonso to second. And Pete takes one the other way. Toward the line comes Castellanos. He won't get it. Base hit. Marte is in with the first run of the game. 97.
3-2 coming to Alonso.
And he lines one into center field for a base hit, and that'll bring in two. Nimmo is in. Lindor right behind him. The throw is cut off. Pete Alonso comes through with his
2-2 coming.
In the air, down the left field line, back toward the corner. Vierling near the wall, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso lofts one inside the left field foul pole. Number 30 for Pete Alonso. He's driven in all 3 runs tonight, and the Mets now have a 3-0 lead. 54 at bats without a home run. Alonso breaks that drought.
Well, that's for sure.
And swing he does, and he launches one to deep left. Forget that. That is way out of here. Pitch to me with first base open. A clock one out. Number 31 for Alonso, a 2-run shot.
0-2 to Alonso.
And Pete hits it on the ground toward the home base hit. Here's Nimmo on third, heading for the plate. Nimmo slots in safely, and the Mets win it. And Pete loads one deep to left field. Thomas goes back at the wall, and it's out of here. And the Mets are back in front.
That took 2 pitches.
And the Mets regain the lead. 32nd home run of the year for Pete Alonso.
Of the rubber, left side of the rubber, first base side.
Rounded down to first, behind the bag. Alonso, the lunging grab, the underhand flip in time. Gorgeous play by Alonso. He saves a double and gets Gamble to end the inning. Second time Alonso has made a great play on Gamble. This one even better than the last one.
Well done, Pete. That's a saver right there.
Keeps it a 2-run game as we head to the 8th. And Alonso cracks one to deep left field. Encarnacion looks off, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso goes deep. A 2-run homer to get the Mets back within 1 run. Number 33 for Alonso, and that's a big one. He needed it. The Mets needed it. And now this is a 1-run game in the 6th inning. It's 4-3 Miami. Well, 3 different organizations before he landed with the Cubs. He flares one to the right side. Diving stop Alonso, and from his knees he throws him out. So Pete makes up for the error with a nice play sprawling to his right to get the out on Wisdom.
See how the Mets will play it on the infield. Pete's been playing some pretty nice defense. He made some nice plays in Pittsburgh and in Miami. And here, that was that was an RBI single right there. And gave up 3 runs, 2 earned.
Alonso drives one deep left center. Forget that. That is way out of here, up into the second deck.
Boy.
What a monstrous shot by Alonso. He has played angry for most of the night, and he just took out the anger on the baseball. His 34th home run of the year, and probably the longest one he's hit all season. About 7 rows up in the second deck out of left center. Jr. Alonso cracks one to deep left center. Back in the gap goes Hermosillo. It's out of here. Pete Alonso homers for the 2nd straight night. Number 35 for Pete. And the Mets inch a little closer. It's now 6-3. Again, the 1-2. And Alonso drives one deep left field. Forget that. That is way out of here. Pete Alonso crushes one. Number 36 to put the Mets on top 3-0. That's driven to center field. Back goes Taylor to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Pete Alonso does it again! Another 3-run homer to get the Mets right back in this game. 37 for Alonso. And this is now a 1-run game, 4-3 Milwaukee. And Pete hits one to deep left field. Forget that. That is way out of here. Pete Alonso strikes again, his 38th home run of the year. And it's 3-0 New York. .38 home runs, 120. 3-2 coming. And he rips it. Caught by Alonso. Side retired. Oh, wow. Pete saves 2 runs with his glove. Alonso, a brilliant diving stop to take a base hit away from Brown and keep 2 runs off the board.
2 walks, 2 strikeouts.
Alonso hits one deep to left field. Forget that. That is way out of here. Pete Alonso, number 39, and he's now the all-time single-season Mets RBI leader. 125 runs batted in, breaking the record held by Mike Piazza and David Wright. Pete smacks one the other way. That's deep. Back goes Capel to the warning track at the wall. It's off the fence, bouncing away. Nimmo is in. Here comes Canna. Lindor right behind him. All three will score. A 5 RBI.
3-2.
And launched to deep left field. Back goes Blade on the warning track at the wall. It's out of here. Number 40 for Pete Alonso to get the Mets right back in the game.
Alonso, a walk and a strikeout. Nick Martinez came on in relief, and Alonso lines one to left. Forget about it. Deep into the seats. Pete Alonso jumps all over it. The Mets back on top, 3-2.
Two guys we talked about in the open that have to turn it on. Francisco Lindor and the Polar Bear. Pete Alonso. Limited